Hello again. Today we will be teaching on the shortcut to understanding the scriptures. Now we're going to define what a shortcut means in terms of reading and studying the Bible. Now here's a method of doing something more quickly than using the ordinary method or means or procedure of doing it. And there are advantages to this, and then there are also disadvantages. Now the problem is that most people look at shortcuts as a way of cheating. But when you think about it, shortcuts has its advantages and disadvantages. So we're going to talk about the advantages first. Now, one of the advantages of taking a shortcut, first of all, is to save time, without a doubt. We're living in a time of society in which time seems like it's moving more quickly than it was moving when I was young, growing up. I do believe, without a doubt, that God has shortened the time. So we're going to talk about this particular shortcut. But understand, it's not something that I suggest that you do all the time, by no means. And we would explain to you why. Now, the advantage of this shortcut, we stated that is for the purpose of saving time. Now for this reason, this method we're going to share with you when you do not have a lot of time. And the times when you're too busy dealing with family, or you have to deal with a job or a career or going to school or some other type of business or responsibility that you might have that would not afford you the time to do studying, especially when it comes to doing Bible studies and things of that nature. But now understand, but when you do not, but when you do have the time and you're not that busy, I do not recommend that you use this method at all. And the reason being is because it will prevent you from receiving information that you will find yourself needing later on. So we're going to deal very quickly with the shortcut method that we are talking about, so that in your short time, not in so much in your spare time, but in your short time that you might have to study and read the Bible, you can use this shortcut method. Now, there are three things that you're going to need to use, and they are the King James Bible or the Scofield Bible, which has the King James text. Now, I strongly suggest and recommend that you do not purchase a Scofield no later than 1986 or 89, because from my knowledge, Scofield died around that particular time, even though there are more Scofield Bibles in existence. And I'm sure that a lot of the notes and information that have been included in the newer Scofield perhaps is not the information that he himself would perhaps put in them. But whatever the case may be, do not get one no later than 1986, 89, or somewhere around about that period of time. And you will also need a set of dictionaries, Hebrew and Greek. The ones that I recommend for you to buy for the Old Testament, by the Wilson's Old Testament Word Study by Wilson's, and the New Testament, the Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament Words by Vines. Now, these books are rare and they're very hard to find. And a lot of people claiming that they're outdated, but trust me, they're not. And these are some of the materials that I have used during my 48 years of ministering, and a lot of information that I have been sharing with you. I have gathered knowledge based on reading and studying from that particular version or translation of the King James text of 1611. So you will more than likely need to go on Amazon, because from my understanding, Amazon have a lot of things available to purchase, books also, and they have, I believe, both old and new. So the people who feel that the material that I'm requesting for you to buy is outdated and they selling it or give them away, buy them, get them, hold on to them. And they will realize later on that they could be of great advantage to them and of great use. Now, the last thing that you would need is the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. That's another book that people are coming against, claiming that there are other concordances that are just as good, if not perhaps better, but I don't believe that they're anything better than the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, unless, of course, they have followed his outline and added certain things to it that could better benefit those of us that perhaps have the desire to read and study the Bible. But myself personally, again, I have used this material for 48 years, and it has gotten me to the place in God, and the knowledge that I have and the understanding that I have of the scriptures. It has got me to this place where I'm at today. Now, the three things that you would need to do, they are: read and study in paragraphs and use related paragraphs and read in sentences. Remember, you may have to go to the video for that. Do not read in chapters and verses. Take your time. Read the Bible in this manner, and you will see and find out without a doubt that it is more beneficial and more helpful and more useful if you study in this particular manner. Number two, rely on the context. Remember, you might have to go to the video for that as well in your spare time. The context are the scriptures or the paragraph that help to explain the meaning of certain words and terms as they appear in the paragraph. Number three, look up the meaning of the words and terms using your Hebrew and Greek dictionaries. Now, understand, I have found that some words in the both Old and New Testament, which they call, which is the New Covenant, have been mistranslated. But for the most part, they are very reliable. And to my knowledge, I have not found not one Hebrew or Greek dictionary that have not or do not have words in it that have been mistranslated. That's the purpose for the teachings, so that you will be informed about these things and that you'll know how to avoid certain things and that you will know what things to stay away from and what not to teach. So this will conclude this particular brief teaching on the shortcuts to understanding the scriptures. Now, very soon, I will begin a series on paragraph arrangements. And the paragraph arrangements is going to help you to identify all the paragraphs in the Bible. It's going to show you where a paragraph, where the subject begins. It's going to show you where the subject ends, and all the paragraphs related to that particular subject, along with the topic sentence and where a new subject began, and other information that you would need to help you to study in this particular manner. We will be teaching on, we will start out with the book of Matthew, and then we will cover all of the Gospels, and then we will proceed to do the same with the book of Acts. And the reason why we're starting with those 5 basic books is because they are the foundational books of the New Covenant. And without proper knowledge and understanding of these 5 basic books, the other books, letters, treatises of the Bible will be a little harder or difficult to understand. So, until then, continue to read, study, use the shortcut method, but do not, by no means, make it a habit of using it, because again, you'll find yourself in need of the information by taking the ordinary method of procedure of studying. God bless you.